You probably think a cardboard box is, well, just packaging, right?
Yeah, usually.
But for so many hobbyists, especially RC fans, Tamiya's box art is something else entirely. It's genuinely iconic. People call it a portal of illustrated dreams.
It really is. And what's so interesting, I think, is that this wasn't an accident. Tamiya deliberately, strategically combined great art with their, engineering focus.
Turning illustrations into, well, culture almost.
Exactly. And that's what we want to dive into today, the thinking, the philosophy behind this unique visual style.
Okay, so where do we start? Let's go back maybe to the 60s.
Definitely. The foundation was really laid then. Shunsaku Tamiya made this really pivotal decision. He brought in Shio Komatsuzaki.
Ah, Komatsuzaki, a big name post-war illustrator, right? Known for dynamic stuff.
Huge name. Known for these incredibly vivid, sometimes called lurid action scenes. His whole thing was telling a story contained in a picture.
Perfect for sparking imagination, I guess.
Absolutely perfect. His art for the 61 Panther tank model. Tamiya directly linked its massive success to that illustration. It wasn't just showing the tank, it showed it doing something dramatic.
So that set the stage, this narrative style.
What really established Tamiya's visual identity,
Yeah.
that sense of immersion.
Which makes the next step kind of surprising then.
Yeah.
By 68, they pivot hard.
The white background era.
Right. They ditch the detailed scenes entirely. Just the vehicle floating on plain white. Why? That feels like a huge risk.
It was bold, but it's all about confidence. Tamiya had invested heavily in, super accurate research, their own mold departments.
They were proud of the models themselves.
Exactly. They had this reputation for outstanding quality and accurate scale detail. So the white background was like an invitation. Go on, look closely.
Our model is the main event.
Precisely. No need for fancy distractions.
Yeah.
And it worked. It became instantly recognizable. Iconic, even.
I remember people talking about those huge glossy white boxes being almost hypnotic, like the Porsche 934 and 76.
Yeah, that's a classic example. It just commanded your attention on the shelf.
Okay, fast forward to the 80s. The RC boom is exploding globally.
Right, things shift again.
And Tamiya starts designing these amazing bespoke dirt buggies, vehicles that didn't even exist in real life, like the Frog or the Hornet.
Yeah, 83, 84. Total fantasy designs, in a way.
So how do you sell that? How do you make a fictional buggy feel real, feel like something you need?
Well, that brings us to another artistic giant, Yoshiyuki Takane.
Takane. Okay, what was his magic?
He mastered what's called kinetic realism. He could take these fantasy vehicles and draw them with this hyper-realistic, really dynamic energy.
Kinetic realism. So movement, energy, but looking totally believable.
Exactly. It was sort of a hybrid style. Classical structure, making the form solid, but then these energetic layered brushstrokes suggesting intense motion.
So his art basically made them feel like serious machines.
It validated them, made them completely irresistible. Look at the art for the Avante from 88, pure, high-tech, futuristic, desirable energy.
It's amazing how they nurtured these key artists. But it wasn't just Komatsuzaki and Takane, was it? There was a broader direction.
Oh, definitely. Tamiya had a very curated corporate art direction. They brought in other talents, too.
Like who?
Well, there was Asushi Rino who did these funny, almost human-like cars, and Masami Onishi, crucial for the Mini 4WD line, which was huge.
Right, the Mini 4WDs.
And even today, they do collaborations, like Jun Watanabe did a sort of wacky take on the Hornet. The legacy continues.
And it's clear this art went way beyond just selling boxes. It became collectible itself.
Absolutely. Tamiya keeps archives. There's the Komatsuzaki Online Museum with Tamiya Original.
And museums took notice too, didn't they? Like actual art museums.
Yeah, the Aomori Museum of Art did a big exhibition in 2008. They analyzed it specifically as box art of plastic models and Japan's post-war culture. That's serious recognition.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up then, the Tamiya box art story isn't just about pretty pictures.
Not at all. It's proof of a really smart, visionary strategy, blending art and engineering perfectly. They weren't just selling plastic kits.
They were selling dreams. Packaged dreams.
Precisely. So maybe a final thought for you listening out there.
Go on.
Think about the commercial art you've seen, maybe from when you were younger. Is there anything like that quietly shaping culture that might, just might, end up in a museum one day? Something to ponder.